What I am about to share with you is not a secret because it has been hidden, but because very few people have ever dared to believe that their own imagination is the creative power of the universe itself. You have been told to work harder, to struggle more, to chase opportunities, to beg life for blessings. But almost no one has told you the simplest and most astonishing truth, that the power that fashions your entire destiny is already within you, waiting only for your acceptance. This will make you a millionaire in 30 days, not because 30 days is magical, but because the moment you assume the state of the one who already is what he wishes to be, the whole vast world rearranges itself to reflect that assumption. The outer world is nothing more than the inner world pushed out. And once you understand this, transformation becomes as natural as breathing. You must first understand that consciousness is the only reality. Not matter, not circumstances, not luck, not opportunity, not economy. Consciousness. Your world is yourself objectified. Life does not happen to you, it happens through you, according to the state you occupy. The state of wealth, the state of abundance, the state of being a millionaire is not created by your effort. It is entered by your inner consent. And once you consent to it, fully and without contradiction, the world must mirror it. Every event, every encounter, every opportunity is then compelled to align with the state you now occupy. This is not philosophy. This is the law of consciousness, and it is as reliable as gravity. I am not telling you to work for 30 days. I am not telling you to grind through strategies for 30 days. I am telling you to become the millionaire now, in consciousness, and remain faithful to that assumption for 30 days. That is a secret no one tells you. People teach manifestation techniques, but they forget the only technique that matters, the assumption of the wish fulfilled. There is nothing to wait for. There is only something to accept. If you want to be a millionaire, you must refuse to live another day as someone who is not. You must die to the old version of yourself and rise as the one who already possesses the wealth you desire. Imagine for a moment that your wish is already fulfilled. You are not trying to get money, you have it. You are not asking for wealth, you are living from wealth. Feel the difference. One state is desire, the other is fulfillment. One says I want, the other says I am. Only the second creates. If you remain in the state of wanting, you will continue to experience wanting. But if you dare to occupy the state of having, your world will reflect that state with absolute precision. You must move from desire to embodiment, from longing to identity, from dreaming to being. Let me explain this as simply as possible. To become a millionaire in 30 days, you must stop imagining yourself as someone striving for money. You must begin to imagine yourself as someone who already has it. Not tomorrow, now, right now. You must feel the relief, the security, the confidence, the relaxation of someone whose financial desires are fully met. This feeling, once accepted, becomes your new state of consciousness, and your state of consciousness is the only cause of the conditions you experience. Everything in your world, no matter how permanent it seems, is the result of a state you once entered, knowingly or unknowingly. To change the world, you must change the state. You cannot fight the world, you can only outgrow it internally. Think of a radio. You do not break the radio to change the station. You do not beg the radio to play a new song. You simply tune to the frequency of the song you desire. That is how manifestation works. You tune to the state of the person you want to be. The state of the millionaire exists as surely as any station on that radio dial. You do not create the state, you select it. Every state exists forever in the infinite imagination of God, and you, being God in imagination, have the power to choose which state you will experience. Choose the state of wealth, and you will experience wealth. Choose the state of poverty, and you will experience poverty. It is not punishment, it is law. Many people try to manifest wealth while secretly imagining lack. They speak words of abundance, but feel the fear of scarcity. They visualize checks but expect bills. They affirm wealth but carry the emotion of not enough. And so nothing changes. You must become internally consistent. Your imagination and your feeling must agree. If you imagine being wealthy but feel poor, you have not entered the state. You must feel the naturalness of wealth. You must imagine scenes that imply wealth, and dwell in them until they feel familiar, until they feel like home. The simplest way is to imagine one small scene that implies your financial transformation has already happened. It might be someone congratulating you. It might be you checking your bank account and smiling. It might be you giving generously to someone you love. It might be you booking the trip you always dreamed of. Choose one scene, make it short, make it simple. Make it something that would only be true if you already were a millionaire. Then repeat that scene each night as you fall asleep. Feel its reality. Let it become vivid, alive, filled with the tones of actual experience. Do not force it, simply let it be. In your drowsy state, the subconscious mind accepts without resistance. And what the subconscious accepts, the conscious world must express. You are not planting seeds of hope. You are planting seeds of reality. Wealth will grow from that seed as surely as an oak grows from an acorn. The moment the seed is planted, the outcome is certain, but the unfolding is gradual. And yet, what seems gradual in the world is instantaneous in imagination. As soon as you accept the state of the millionaire, the harvest begins. The 30 days is not for the universe, it is for your consistency. 30 days of unwavering, inner conviction will produce results so remarkable that you will question why you ever chased anything outside yourself. During these 30 days, you must ignore appearances. You must refuse to be moved by what the outer world shows you. It will try to tempt you back into your old state. It will show you circumstances that contradict your assumption. Do not fall for this illusion. The old state must play out for a short while because you once occupied it, but it has no power once you have abandoned it internally. Stand firm. Remain loyal to your new identity. You are not trying to become a millionaire. You are remembering that you already are one in the only place that creates reality, imagination. Ask yourself daily, am I being the version of myself who is wealthy? Not doing, being. Action is the shadow of the state. The state comes first, the action follows naturally. The world will begin presenting opportunities that match your new self-concept. You will meet people aligned with your desires. You will receive ideas, impulses, inner nudges that guide you effortlessly. You will act, but the action will feel inspired, effortless, joyful, never forced. Wealth will appear in ways you could not have planned, because consciousness is not limited by logic. If you think wealth must come through hard effort, then you are assuming the state where money is difficult, and so it must be. But if you assume the state where money comes easily, then it also must be. The universe can use any channel, any connection, any path to bring your wealth. You must stop deciding how it will come and simply accept that it already has. The millionaire does not wonder how he will make money. He expects it, he assumes it. He radiates the energy of someone who knows his wealth is secure. That is the state you must occupy. Not occasionally, not when you feel good, not only during meditation, but as a continuous awareness. Feel wealthy as you walk. Feel wealthy as you speak. Feel wealthy as you breathe. You must saturate your entire consciousness with the assumption that you are already the person you desire to be. If you do this faithfully for 30 days, without contradicting yourself through doubt, fear, or complaint, you will witness the most extraordinary shift in your life. Money will come. Opportunities will appear. Unexpected channels will open. The world will reshape itself with mathematical precision. You must understand that this law works because imagination is God in action. The power that created the universe is the same power that creates your reality, your imagination. When you imagine something and feel it as real, you are commanding the infinite creative power to bring it into expression. There is no higher power. There is no competitor. Imagination creates reality, and you are the imagination of God. What no one tells you is that you do not manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. If you are someone who is trying to get rich, you will continue to try. But if you are someone who is already rich in your inner world, your outer world will follow. The universe does not respond to desire, it responds to identity. You do not get what you crave, you get what you become. Let me remind you of a deeper truth. The world is yourself pushed out. Every person, every event, every transaction is a reflection of your state. If you assume wealth, the world must show you wealth. If you assume abundance, the world must reveal abundance. If you assume success, success must come to you. The world cannot defy your assumption unless you abandon it internally. Your faith is the substance of things hoped for. Your imagination is the evidence of things not seen. What you accept as true becomes true. I want you to decide now that for the next 30 days, you will only think, feel, imagine, and live from the state of already being wealthy. Whenever doubt arises, replace it with the feeling of certainty. Whenever fear whispers, silence it by returning to the feeling of wealth. You are not fighting doubt, you are ignoring it. You are not struggling with fear, you are abandoning it. You cannot serve two masters. You will either be loyal to the state of wealth or the state of lack. Choose wealth. Occupy it fully. Let it saturate your consciousness until it feels more real than anything the senses can show you. As these 30 days unfold, notice how you begin to think differently. Notice how your posture changes, how your voice changes, how your confidence rises. You are transforming from within. And once the inner world changes, the outer world must obey. There will come a moment, perhaps quietly, when you suddenly feel that your desire is no longer a desire but a fact. That moment is the birth of the new state. After that, the manifestation is inevitable. You will find money appearing from channels you never expected. You will notice synchronicities that lead you step by step. You will encounter people who offer assistance, deals, ideas, partnerships, opportunities. You will receive sudden windfalls, unexpected deposits, gifts, bonuses, and financial breakthroughs. This is not chance. It is law. The universe mirrors your assumption in the most efficient ways possible. Remember this: wealth is a state of consciousness. The millionaire is a role you play in the theater of life. Choose the role deliberately. Do not play the role of the struggler, the worker, the beggar, the hopeful. Play the role of the wealthy one, who knows his destiny is secure. When you do this, you will find that life itself becomes your servant, arranging people and events in your favor. If you were to stop seeking money outside and begin discovering wealth within, you would realize that you have always been the source. Money is not something that comes to you, it comes from you. It is drawn to you by your consciousness. You are the magnet, the fire, the spark that animates reality. Once you claim the state of the millionaire, the world must give you the evidence of that claim. It has no choice. It is law. So I say to you, dare to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Dare to claim your wealth now. Dare to believe that you already are the person you desire to be. If you remain faithful to that assumption for 30 days, your life will transform in ways you cannot even imagine now. The law is simple. What you feel as true is true. Assume wealth, and wealth will assume you. Do not be concerned with how it will come, for the how is not your concern. Your concern is only to live from the state of the millionaire. Once you inhabit that state, the universe will labor on your behalf. Ideas will flow. Opportunities will appear. People will respond to you in ways that support your inner assumption. You will notice doors opening without effort, and paths forming before your eyes as if life itself were orchestrated for your benefit. This is the way it has always been for every man or woman who has ever achieved what others thought impossible. You see, the problem with most people is that they confuse imagination with wishful thinking. They imagine what they want, but they do so with a trembling heart, with doubt, with hesitation. They do not realize that imagination must be embraced fully, with confidence, with joy, with the certainty of possession. You do not imagine what might be, you imagine what is. You do not picture a possible future, you picture the reality you are choosing to inhabit now. The moment you imagine it as already true, it takes on the life of inevitability. The mind has no choice but to conform to the assumption you entertain. You must understand the simplicity of this law. There is no mystery, no ritual, no complicated system. There is only assumption. The person who desires to be a millionaire must assume he is one, and persist in that assumption until all contradictory appearances dissolve. Persist until your body, your mind, your feelings, your speech, your actions all align with the state you now occupy. You are no longer playing a game of waiting. You are already the winner. This is not imagination for amusement. It is imagination for creation. Do not allow circumstances to disturb you. Do not allow what you see in the physical world to persuade you otherwise. The world is a mirror of your internal state. If you see lack, it is only a reflection of your old self, the self who still believed in limitation. That self no longer exists for you if you have assumed the millionaire. That self is like an old garment left behind. You do not repair it. You leave it. You dress in the new garment of wealth and walk in it proudly, without hesitation, without fear, without doubt. Night after night before sleep, place yourself in a scene that implies wealth and enter it fully. Let it be vivid. Hear the sounds, feel the textures, taste the satisfaction, smell the abundance. See yourself interacting naturally as the person who has already achieved the fortune you desire. Let your body relax into the state. Let your mind drift into it effortlessly. This is not a fantasy. It is the reality that is waiting to be acknowledged. You are merely acknowledging what is already yours. Every day, carry this state into your waking life. When you rise, assume the consciousness of the wealthy person. Walk with confidence. Speak with authority. Act as someone whose financial reality is secure. Observe how the world responds. Notice small miracles begin to manifest almost immediately. Opportunities present themselves. People speak to you differently. Doors that were once closed open without effort. Circumstances that seemed immovable begin to shift. You are moving with the current of life instead of against it. And remember, it is not a question of merit, nor of timing, nor of luck. You are not waiting for permission. You are not asking life to bless you. You are claiming your own creative power. Wealth is not something to be earned outside yourself. It is something to be acknowledged inside yourself. When you do this, the law of manifestation operates without fail. You will be astonished at the speed with which events begin to conspire in your favor. Even in 30 days, what you may have thought impossible will become commonplace. Let me emphasize the importance of consistency. Every moment you return to the old thought, every moment you entertain doubt, you delay the manifestation. Your inner state is the only key. If you entertain fear, you are in the state of lack. If you entertain worry, you are in the state of insufficiency. Every thought must serve the assumption. Every feeling must confirm it. There can be no contradictions, no exceptions, no allowances for old beliefs. This is the discipline of creation. This is the path of the one who becomes a millionaire in 30 days. You may ask, but what if the world resists? There is no resistance. The world cannot resist the law of consciousness. What you see as resistance is merely the echo of your old state trying to appear. Once you have abandoned it internally, it has no power. The world, being a mirror, will continue to reflect the new state you occupy. Events, people, circumstances will bend to your assumption because it is the only true reality you now entertain. You are the cause, the world is the effect. This is simple, absolute, and immutable. You must also guard against impatience. The impatience is a form of doubt. When you feel urgency, you are attempting to control the unfolding through the mind instead of allowing the law to work through consciousness. Trust the process. You have assumed the state. That is the work. Once the state is assumed, all else is inevitable. Do not be swayed by appearances. They are temporary shadows that will vanish in the light of your inner assumption. In these 30 days, you will also begin to notice your creativity increase. You will see solutions where previously there were only problems. You will attract allies and guides who align with your state. You will discover opportunities that you could not have conceived with the limited mind of the old self. Wealth is not merely money. Wealth is freedom. Wealth is ideas. Wealth is influence. When you occupy the state fully, every aspect of your life begins to mirror the inner richness you now embody. Do not underestimate the power of imagination. Every invention, every business, every financial breakthrough began as an assumption in the mind of a single individual. The world has always been shaped by those who dared to live as if what they desired was already theirs. You are no different. Your imagination, when coupled with feeling, is the most potent force in the universe. It can transform every detail of your existence, every relationship, every opportunity. You must only dare to assume and then persist. The millionaire in you is not a distant future self. He is here now, waiting for recognition. He does not exist somewhere else in time. He exists in your consciousness. You are merely acknowledging him. You are merely letting the inner world express itself outwardly. The universe loves nothing more than to show the reality of what has been assumed. There is a profound joy in this realization that you are never creating from nothing, but from what already is, already perfect, already complete. Your task is simple: accept it, assume it, live it. You will find that as your assumption strengthens, your confidence grows. You will no longer be anxious about money. You will no longer be fearful of bills or scarcity. You will act with the assurance of one who knows the law is on his side. You will take inspired action, but never forced action. Opportunities will present themselves naturally, and you will find that the world seems to conspire for your benefit. This is not magic. This is law. This is the inevitable result of living from the state of the fulfilled wish. Remember this: wealth is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of consciousness. It is a matter of being. It is a matter of aligning every thought, feeling, and action with the state of the one who has already achieved his desire. The millionaire you wish to become does not exist in the outer world. He exists in your consciousness. That is why the law works so quickly. The outer world obeys the inner state. The outer world cannot resist it. Your 30 days will be sufficient, because the universe bends to consistency, to faith, to imagination. As long as you remain steadfast, the outer world must yield. You may think this is difficult, but it is simple. Simple because it requires nothing external. Simple because it depends on nothing except your own awareness. Simple because it is not about learning skills, strategies, or tactics. It is about being the millionaire now, every hour, every minute, every second. When you feel, think, act, and speak as he does, the world will conform. When you embody the state fully, the world cannot help but give you the evidence of that embodiment. You will begin to notice small signs, unexpected checks, gifts, opportunities, encouragements, then larger signs, then major breakthroughs, then the full expression of wealth. Do not worry about timing. The universe does not measure time as you do. 30 days is not a limit. It is a framework for your consistent assumption. The law works instantaneously, but your consciousness must remain faithful. It is not a question of speed. It is a question of fidelity. If you are faithful to the state for 30 days, the manifestation will be inevitable. The universe will respond with a perfection that exceeds your imagination. It will not merely meet your expectations, it will surpass them. This is the law that has made kings, inventors, entrepreneurs, and visionaries wealthy beyond measure. The same law can make you wealthy in 30 days if you are willing to obey it. You do not have to struggle. You do not have to hustle. You do not have to hope. You do not have to ask. You have only to assume, to feel, to persist. All else is automatic. All else is assured. All else follows naturally from the inner state. The key to your transformation is not effort. It is assumption. The key is not seeking. It is being. The key is not waiting. It is knowing. Live each day as the millionaire. Speak as the millionaire. Think as the millionaire. Breathe as the millionaire. Sleep as the millionaire. Dream as the millionaire. Then watch as the outer world conforms with mathematical precision. Your desire will manifest in ways you cannot yet imagine. The universe loves to prove itself. It loves to fulfill assumptions. It loves to reward those who are faithful to the state they occupy. Do not be distracted by appearances. Do not be deceived by what you see. The outer world is a reflection of your previous state. It has no authority over your new assumption. Your faith, your imagination, your feeling, your state, these are the only causes. Let them be absolute. Let them be consistent. Let them be unwavering. Then notice how the outer world begins to obey, how people respond, how money flows, how opportunity arises. And as this 32-day period unfolds, notice how your thinking evolves. Notice how your mind stops worrying, stops doubting, stops fearing. Notice how your imagination becomes a tool of creation rather than a playground of uncertainty. Notice how your actions feel inspired, effortless, and aligned. Notice how your awareness of wealth permeates every aspect of your life. This is the true miracle of assumption, that when you enter a state fully, everything in the universe bends to manifest that state. Do not forget that this is your law, your power, your prerogative. You are the one who assumes. You are the one who feels. You are the one who persists. The universe is not helping you, it is obeying you. This is the secret that no one tells you. This is the truth that those who are wealthy have known and practiced. They did not wait for conditions to change. They changed themselves. They assumed the state of wealth. They lived it. They persisted. And the universe, being a mirror of consciousness, provided the evidence in the outer world. Now do not underestimate the subtlety of this process. It is easy to slip back into old habits, old thinking, old fears. That is why persistence matters. That is why daily assumption matters. That is why feeling must accompany thought. The millionaire is not only a thought, he is a feeling, a sensation, a reality you inhabit. Without the feeling, the thought is weak. Without persistence, the assumption is fragile. But when thought, feeling, and persistence combine, manifestation is unavoidable. Every moment of your day, imagine as a millionaire. Every night, dwell in a scene of wealth before sleep. Every interaction, act as the wealthy self. Every thought, affirm the state. Every feeling, radiate abundance. Every breath, inhabit the consciousness of the millionaire. And in 30 days, you will find that what you once imagined as a desire has become your reality. You will find the world restructured, aligned, and orchestrated to reflect the state you assumed. You will understand why no one tells you this, because it is too simple, too radical, too contrary to the world's teachings, but it is true, absolute, and powerful. And now, understand this with the fullness of your being. The millionaire you have been seeking outside yourself is already within. The outer world has no power to grant you what your inner state has already claimed. You do not wait for life to bless you, you command life to mirror your assumption. 30 days of unwavering faith in the state you now occupy is all that is required. Persist, remain faithful, and do not yield to doubt or distraction, for the law is absolute. The universe will bend with perfect precision to reflect the reality you embody. Know this, your wealth, your freedom, your abundance are not matters of chance, nor of struggle, nor of permission. They are the inevitable consequence of the state you assume and maintain. Feel it, live it, be it. And as you do, the impossible becomes inevitable. Doors open, opportunities present themselves, ideas flow, and circumstances rearrange themselves to serve your inner conviction. The world is no longer a place of limitation. It becomes a canvas of infinite possibilities, reflecting the richness of the mind that now commands it. Do not delay, do not doubt, do not think small. The moment you assume the state of the millionaire, that moment is sacred, and that moment sets in motion a current that cannot be resisted. Your life is no longer dictated by conditions, by time, by effort, or by chance. Your life is dictated by imagination, by feeling, by the faithful assumption of your fulfilled desire. Become the millionaire now, and the universe must obey. Remember always, what you feel as real, you will see as real. What you live as true, you will experience as true. Assume wealth, assume freedom, assume abundance, and let your life be the undeniable evidence that consciousness is all, that imagination creates reality, and that the only law in this universe is the law of assumption. Persist, and nothing can prevent your rise. Persist, and in 30 days, you will not be hoping for wealth, you will be living it.